Another good one, man. These are the things that I talk about a lot, and just so happened it came to fruition. You know what I'm saying? With two of the guys that I respect in this game of podcasting and how they maneuver around with their mentorship to a lot of these young cats out here. Can't front on it. Can't front on them at all. At all. Can't front on it, man, because the end of the day, to me, they making a lot of sense. Zip with the drip. Another guy like on the internet speak his mind. He stand his ground for what he believe in, and he stand his ground for whatever. When cats be coming at him and all that, and he handles himself very well. And he's very entertaining too. So I got respect for him as well. But sometimes you gotta speak your mind on certain things. And so Gillie and Walo was in the car. Hold on, I'm gonna let y'all hear it. We're gonna take it from there. I'm gonna let y'all hear this, man.
All ladies out there, right? Sometimes the best thing you could do, don't go bail your son the fuck out. Don't go bail him out. You want to be on dumb shit, leave him in there. Let him get a little 6 months, little year bit in there. Because what this do sometimes is, when he see a nigga get stabbed, he see a nigga go, joint going a nigga head like a unicorn, he develop a different relationship with God.
No, and you gotta let him get that public defender.
Yeah.
No, go through what your dad went through, boy. I had a son, he was on that shit. Oh, he doing that bit.
Yeah.
Go through what your dad did.
No, because when a nigga, when young niggas see niggas get chased across the tier, they got a sword. They go, please, God, bitch me a line up that I hear.
Listen, the first time a motherfucker get have any contact or going to jail about some street shit, if they sit him down for 36 months up top on that weapon, they come out a different person.
Think about the story you always say. You seen a nigga get hit in the head with a weight. You said, I had to just go lay down, man.
I wouldn't lay down and I ain't come out of the yard for like a month.
I know. Some of them niggas need to develop a different relationship. We got to need to see a couple niggas get hit in the head with a weight.
Got no gun to protect myself.
See a couple niggas do that elation scream.
That scream.
When they grab their biscuit, don't let them come out. How that shit go? All ladies out there, right?
So yeah, y'all see what Gillie just said, and I'm gonna give y'all, I'm gonna put myself in them shoes, cause I've been that route, and I ain't never listened to my mother. She bailed me out of jail the first time, my first time ever going to Rikers Island, and I get back out, I'm good. I know I got a comfort zone, I got a safe haven if something happened to me. I'm gonna call my mom. And and me, I grew up with my moms and my pops. So either way, I was good all the way around the board. So that didn't sink into me at all. I'm back outside doing what I wanted to do, following the homeboys, keeping up with the Joneses, and doing all the crazy mess that I want to do on their dime, their money. They got to spend their hard-earned money to get me out of jail. That's another part of being selfish as a young child and don't want to listen to what somebody is telling you, meaning your parents that brought you into this world. That's even worse. Not listening. So now, I get what Zip with the drip saying, because he's been in prison before. He done watched it, probably lived it, and did some of the most craziest and wild things in there himself. And he was making points of how when people go to jail, they get they get a longer bid because they end up doing crazy stuff and they're fighting or might have to defend themselves, stab somebody and get more time, things of that nature. At the end of the day, these are the things that the parents was trying to tell the knucklehead before he even did that. But Zip never made a point of what was the next solution if your kid don't listen to you and keep hanging out late at night, sneaking out the house, hanging with the homeboys. You wake up in the morning, they in jail, but you thought they was in the back room sleeping. No, I done snuck out the house to go to parties, left the doors open. Me and my brother Aunt, we leave the door open so we could sneak back in the house. My mom's don't and father in there sleeping. Somebody could have walked in that house in the cities in the city of New York and killed my parents because I want to go out and hang with the homeboys because I know I ain't supposed to be outside that time of night. I'm sneaking out to go be at the clubs and hang out with my big boys. Something could have happened to my parents in there. What would have been a whole nother discussion, because I didn't do what they told me to do. You got some kids that was way worse than me. They don't even come home at all at 13, 14, 15. Then come in the house, argue with their parents, do what they want to do, say what they want to say, leave out the house, back in there, get locked up. But the first person they call is the mother and father, because ain't nobody else coming to get you. None of them homeboys you outside with. So that means if you can handle doing that outside, you can handle doing that on the inside. And then in the inside is worse because they are under control in there. They being told when to sleep, when to eat, and then when to use the bathroom. So at this point, it's out of a parent hand for Zip to think that it's cool to let the kid keep doing that. Zip said also, what if something happens to your kid in there and gets stabbed up or killed or whatever? The parent gonna feel bad. Do the kid feel bad when the parents see them getting in trouble all the time, spending their money up, worried about them every day when they walk out that door because they know that they don't even listen? They have to chalk it up and throw it up in the air at this point. And think for the next best thing for them. It's not like they locking them up or could have sent them to, or what they call them little schools, man. Them little army schools, training schools, stuff like that. They could have sent them there. Then the kid will look at the mother did them wrong or the father did them wrong sending them there and play the victim. And little stuff goes on in there as well with fighting and all that stuff. So, but my point is, if they didn't take action to just let them, handle their own poison that they picked to go be put in jail after telling them over and over, after them bailing them out with their hard-earned money, and now the kid want to still keep doing things in the street, guess what? They can lose their life in the street just like jail. Because they ain't got no guidance. At least if you do the comparison, in jail they have some type of guidance. And then you just got to know how to maneuver in jail. Don't get caught up with being in everybody's business. Just maintain your own, even though some trouble can find you quick and easy in there, but it's just like the streets as well. Somebody kill you quicker outside, and then 9 times out of 10 get away with it. Inside of jail, they got more stipulations. So if you want to be hard-headed and going to jail, yeah, sometimes jail is meant for them. And as much as it hurt the parent for them being in jail, at least they know right where they at. But when they outside, they don't know where they at or what they doing. And somebody might just go ahead and kidnap them, kill them because they done did something wrong to the wrong person. And now the parent is all the way sad because next thing you know what the parent might say? I should just let him stay in jail so he could have learned his lesson. He could have learned his lesson and know that he ain't got no backbone that gonna keep supporting him, disrespecting me, not following my rules and regulations and living up under my house. If he'd have went to jail, he probably would have survived quicker. You quicker to survive in jail than being outside doing mischievous stuff, to be honest. Because you ain't gonna just be outside robbing people, doing stupid stuff, taking little cereal things from people outside on the streets. You gonna go to jail. You end up in a casket quicker outside, and that's a fact. That I don't agree with Zip on this one. I don't agree with Zip on this one. And I get it. He been one of them boys been behind them walls and he's seen a lot. He been there for a long time. He done seen the most smallest things, And people got killed for cigarettes in there. Less than no cereal boxes that Zip was talking about. But the mothers do. The mothers that don't have a father around don't know what to do with the young boys that just take advantage of their mother. And sometimes you got to let them be a man. Why would encourage a woman to keep spending her money on a hard-headed child that don't respect her and bring him back outside to do another crime? What if her kid is so rough and crazy being on the outside, she bail him out, he come back out, he go kill somebody for nothing, or go and all word a girl for nothing? But if he was sitting in that jail and learning that, man, this ain't the place to be, I think that's the best lesson ever for a child that don't want to listen, that think they know everything, can't tell them nothing. Gillie and Walo had an excellent point. Whether Gillie been to jail or not, even if you don't go to jail, you don't have to go to jail to know how the environment is in there. People watch enough movies, but they know enough how many people that been to jail that come home and straighten their lives out. So they learn from those lively lessons without even having to go to jail. None of that is cool at all. So I can't agree with what Zip was saying on that. Zip might need to reevaluate his thought process on that, man. Finesse Analyzer, what up, boy? He said, but remember that was Khalif Browder's situation. His mother couldn't afford bail, and that experience ruined him. That Rikers Island situation is rougher than these other places. Right, but that experience he was put in there illegally by the police. He didn't even do nothing. And he wasn't disobeying his mother. So I'm talking about the ones that's the bad boys out here that don't listen to their mothers and fathers when they telling them chill, don't get in trouble. But the being that they want to be tough and they know they tough, then jail ain't nothing for them to go to jail. It's nothing. Now, if you got a good kid, he get caught up in something, that's different. Yeah, you go get him. Because it's easy to go outside and get locked up by the police for nothing. It happens all the time. Finesse Analyzer said, yeah, only for the scared straight kids see what it's really like in there. That's a fact. And homie got scared straight when he went in there. He wasn't no bad kid. Gillie and Walo was making the point of bad kids, and that's the point that I'm making. So if he go in there and then learn a lesson, he go in there fighting and wilding, even after he see somebody get stabbed up or hit up, and he's still in jail doing the miscellaneous bull crap, that's where he wanted to be. So why would the parent feel bad? Because he ain't felt bad when he was dipping out on his parent, lying and doing stuff, and she already feeling bad that he keep getting locked up. No parent want to see their kid locked up, but once I bail you out and you was just sitting there and you know what it is and what it's like, and you really didn't get no time because I came to the rescue, paid for a lawyer for you, all the above, you still doing stupid stuff with no money? That's the problem already. These kids out here doing stuff with no money, running around with their crew that they think is their crew. As soon as they in there, that crew don't give them a dime. Bail money, lawyer money, commissary, nothing. Probably not even a real letter or nothing. And you really can't even do phone calls unless you got money on your books to pay for the phone call to be sent out. And they not doing that neither. So you ain't listening to your parents. The next move, man, it is what it is. I have to leave it in God's hands once he behind them walls. Because I leave it in God's hands when he walk out that door every day and don't listen. I say, yo, be in at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. He don't come in. He come in when he want to. Then he want to get mad and try to argue in my household. That's what the parents go through. You think that they supposed to go through that, Zip? Because of the consequences that's in jail, which he knows the consequences, because if he's a bad boy, he hang with bad boys. And all bad boys speak about everything they did wrong when they was in jail. All the fights that happened when they was in jail. All the stabbings that went on when they was in jail. And if not, they got other homeboys that speak about it. So they already know what's going on in there. And it still don't scare them enough. Vito Stills, what up? He said, remember, Zip was brutally victimized on Rikers. So he's speaking from the position of someone who's seen it worse. I get it. But you should never want to do no crimes to end up going in there. Vito still said, I can understand his perspective, But some kids still need to learn from it. That's a fact. It's only one way or the other. I get his perspective too. But there's another side of the coin on that. When a parent worrying every day when that boy go out that house and out there wilding and fighting and shooting and all that with his homeboys. And he asked to go in there. So that means your parent, when they bail you out, they're a part of the problem as well. They helping him be a bad boy. Because they know they can't control him when he get out. Then he going to be back outside with his boys. Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, I'm out on bail. Yo, we got a problem up the street. Oh, word? Yeah, I'm out on bail. No matter what's up. Because he know he got a backbone. He could call his mama. He don't care. He don't respect his mother enough. So now, mama got to sit back and pray to God when her son go to jail and leave that in her son's hand to figure it out and show him, nah, you're not going to keep calling me when you want to do wrong. Finesse said, yeah, true, Zip. Yeah, true. Zip said he had it rough when he first hit the island at 14. He had no older homies to look out for him. But Rikers is much more tame these days. That's a fact. It ain't like when we was in there. No, no, no. And if I ain't mistaken, they got people wearing uniforms on Rikers now. We used to wear all our clothes. That's why your sneakers get took and your pretty jackets and all that. Whatever, it look clean. Even if your sneakers ain't even brand new looking, they look good enough, they get them. They get that toothpaste. They'll rob you for your sneakers and get that toothpaste and have them looking brand new. That's what people learn how to make their sneakers look brand new at, from Rikers Island, man. Finesse said, yeah, I don't think you could even wear shines anymore. They shouldn't, because they would be in your mouth taking that. Ugh, I don't know who want to do that, but you got grind buckets that don't care. The Brooklyn boys were on to everything. Polo back then, that's a fact. That's a fact. But if you can stand the rain, then go in there and handle that pain. You want to be outside doing crazy mess? I'd have told you, I'd have been praying, and you still, nothing happening. You quicker to get killed outside than in jail, brother. That's a fact. Half the knives people was making, them joints ain't official. They're enough to poke you and stick you, but they be bending a lot. Finesse said, one thing I could say, though, Pistol Pete was one of the only dudes on the island that we ever saw rock a rollie. Nice. And he did that during the deadly era in 96, 97. Yeah, you know what you talk about, brother. But Gillie Walo made a real valuable point. My ex, I was with for 17 years. I raised her son for 5 years old, which is my son. Love him to death and will die for him. And he kept getting in trouble. And I told her to leave him in there. We ain't going to bail him out right now. We're going to just let him wait. I was going to do the little light work thing to him. Because she mad as hell. And she like, all right. And I'm like, we ain't gonna leave him in there long, but let him stay a couple days. Every time he get in trouble, we go get him right out. Let him stay in there a couple days. And this ain't nothing but the county jail down here in North Carolina. Ain't too much movement going on in there, knives being made and all that. But he wasn't that type of boy. She ain't raised him like that. Good kid, but you know, when they go outside, they got the other ones that be in their ear and they want to stick by him. You know, hang with that crowd. Stick with them and do the little bull crap that they see them doing, knowing that they don't come from that environment. And yeah, his father was from the streets. Yeah, I was. But no, I never taught him none of that. And he's a good dude, for real, for real. But I told her, let's do it. But guess what she did when I leave out the house? She already was calling the barsman and getting everything done to get him out. One thing I could say, he ain't been in trouble since then. But that's how much of a good guy that he is. He realized it beforehand. But I was using that method before I just seen this with Gillie and them. Because I know from experience from myself, getting in trouble all the time, to the point where I couldn't get out of trouble. And I was facing 60 years. My mom was there at the trial and all that, but it wasn't nothing she can do for me. Nothing. That was a lesson he needed, bro. But he caught on quick. A lot of people don't catch on quick. These young cats, man, think they slick. For real. Detroit versus everybody, what up? He said, I did that to my jit. He never been back since he 28 now. Yep. My son, what 20, 26 now? I made sure my peoples looked out for him behind the wall, though. That's a fact. But if you don't got no control over him, he doing crazy stuff out here, somebody gonna want to go and kill him. If not, somebody would have killed him. And then what you gonna do? Now you gotta go suit up because ain't nobody gonna kill yours without no repercussion behind it. Now I'm in trouble. I'm part of the bull crap now. Now he out doing stuff, might hurt somebody, kill somebody to take something. Now, my wife at the time, she part of the problem. I keep bailing him out of jail. And then he go back outside to do something. So she's part of the problem. So these are the things that Zip not paying no attention to. It's not one-sided, man. If you tough, you tough. If you tough outside, you better be tough inside. That's the name of this game. It's just like they saying about snitching. If you join inside of this hustle game, once you join being a drug dealer and selling, anything happen to you, you got to take it. You can't snitch. Somebody roll up in the house, kill you, or not you, kill your mama or your girl or whatever, and leave out, you know who it is. You can't point the finger. You got to go outside and chalk it up and handle it. It's the same thing with that. If you tough outside, you got to be tough on the inside. Vito still said, that's a fact. And as you know, a lot of dudes was soft behind that wall. That's a fact. And that's called, and they was tough outside. But when they get in there, they soft. That's called you getting that spanking your mama really should have been given to you. And nowadays, the mamas can't even spank you no more. So what is they to do? Zip, explain this one to me. The mama can't even spank you. If she spank him and he called, they going to jail. Vito said, Buckshot from Black Moon said it best. I ain't bull crapping. Ask my ninja, Buff on the streets. He was tough, locked up. He was sweet. He was sweet stuff. He was, no, Buff on the streets. He was tough. Locked up, he was a sweet puff. Wow. That's crazy. Vito still also said, we all had stories during the 90s of our dudes getting violated in Rikers. A lot of people got violated in Rikers, man. That's a fact. The majority of the time, it wasn't no gang stuff. The majority of the time, you gotta hope your homeboys was in there already established. Or you better already been a Viking when you got in there and been ready. Go ahead and take your beat down so they'll know, oh yeah, he ain't nothing to play with. Because after they beat you down and you was fighting back and trying to fight back, oh no, you thorough. First thing they're gonna say, oh nah, homie rolling with us, man. And ain't nobody ain't touching it. If you don't want to roll with them, they still ain't gonna bother you. You could be alone and mind your business. That's called the ass whooping that you get when you get in there that your parent couldn't give you outside. At least they still know where you was at. Call me with a black eye, tell me you was fighting. That's just being a man. It is what it is, as long as you fought. That's all I care about. I ain't standing around letting nobody hit on you and all that. But if you want to be a man and you let people hit on you, this is what you're going to learn. When you get out, you ain't going to go back up in there. I guarantee you that. These are just, it's called those them lessons, the love lessons. Finesse said, I remember plenty of dudes coming out with the Air Patakis when they came in Rikers with their Jordans. Facts. But it's called tough love. When you got to give your kid tough love. It is what it is at this point. Now, if your kid going there for something that he ain't really did or none of that, or the first time they might go and get put in there, you go and bail them out and you break it down to them. I'm not going to keep bailing you out because my mama said it. I ain't going to keep bailing you out. And I still went out there and did stuff. Ends up back in jail and all that. Who got to come get me? My mama. So I'm not speaking about something that I'm guessing or just trying to make a point here on this internet, using this internet for that. I am a person that lived that and then end up facing 60 years. I'm looking around like, whoa, wow, I didn't even do nothing that crazy to get 60 years. Yeah, you thought you didn't. And your mama can't save you from this. When I was locked up in Kingston, when they ran up in my crib up there, my little homie told him, yo, all that's his. They had to let us go. Them police was in that courtroom mad as hell. So I start coming back, sneaking through the town like everybody else did, and they caught me in a whirlpool. They was like, yeah, let me see your mama come get you out of this one. But guess what? Nothing happened. My homeboys ain't tell. They found stuff on them. They already was like felons, so they end up getting a little bid and all that. But they ain't tell nothing. And I said, yeah, that was my cue to get up out of there. And I start going to VA, thinking I'm slick. Them Commonwealth states ain't no joke. Facts. I'm just about to tell you it. Going to VA. You lucky to have made it out without getting that 60. That's a fact. I was in Maryland. Maryland based all their laws off federal laws. Just for the state charges, based off federal laws. They was giving dudes coming with a small 20 crack rock finesse. 20 years, man. Grown men coming back crying, I got 20. I'm in there with a, you know what, an apple pie. I'm like, what? And I ain't even from there with an address from there. They got addresses from there coming back with 20 years. In and out, in and out. I was in there so long, some cats would get out, and then they come back. We're like, damn, you back? Shaking their head. And get football numbers. You know exactly what you're talking about, finesse. And nothing wrong with what Gillie and Walo said. These ladies don't know what to do with the kids, man, because the fathers is gone. And if you got to get a tough love, it is what it is. What is the difference if they get killed on the street opposed to going to jail and get killed? What is the difference? The mother's going to feel sad either way. And when there ain't nothing they can do, yeah, they got to leave them where they at, man. And show them, let me see how you get up out of this one. When they don't got that cushion to fall back on. It give them a lot to think about. That's a fact. A little 6-month bid will definitely teach you something if you know you ain't supposed to be there. Now, if you in there wilding out and you was wilding in the street, that's where you belonged at anyway. Because evidently you was going to wild out in the street. It's just common sense. And if you was wilding in the street, you liable to be killing people or you get killed. Either way, the mother lose all the way around the board. At least she keep her money in her pocket. We're bailing out ignorance. Would she rather have her kid, but either way she loses, regardless. She have no choice. This is not a choice of the matter situation. Keep bailing out a child that don't want to listen. That don't even add up, bro. So I wanted to make that point. Leave your comments, like, subscribe, hit that notification button. I'll be back in a minute, man. We got to talk about this loose cannon and brick baby situation, man. I'll be back. Your boy Big Boosie. This is what I do, man.